All right, everybody, it is that time of year. Well, past that time of year, but because I live in a small area and I don't get screeners and stuff like that, I have to, give myself a little extra time to do my top ten worst of the year. So we're at my top 10 worst and best of the year list. Right now, we're going to talk about the top 10 best movies of the year. I'm going to start with a few honorable mentions. This year of 2024, I didn't think there was a lot of amazing movies, honestly. There's a lot of movies that I wanted to be great, something like Furiosa that I just didn't love the way I wanted to. Nosferatu was a movie that I was like, I really wanted to love, didn't fully love it. So a lot of this list was hard in the sense that there was a lot of movies that I was like, I feel like should be on my list, but I just didn't enjoy it enough to make it on my list. Um, Wicked is not in here. I didn't love Wicked the way everyone else seemed to like it. Um, so yeah, I have a few movies in here that I will talk about that are honorable mentions. Ones that almost made it but just didn't quite make it. Starting with Hitman. This is one of the last movies I really watched of this year. Really enjoyed this movie. It's a lot of fun. Um, Ultimately, though, it's not like an amazing movie that I think I'm gonna rewatch 100 times over. Maybe it's because it's on Netflix. Maybe Netflix movies should do other things with their movies. It's a really funny movie though that has romance in it and is inspired by a true story. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. Didn't quite make my list though. Another one on this list, Will and Harper. I really enjoyed this documentary. Even on my review of this movie, there was someone that was transphobic and commented. I immediately deleted that comment because this is a movie people need to watch. And if you're one of those people that are saying that I'm an idiot and that they're not people, shut up. Get off this channel. I don't want you watching this channel. Um, we're all people, okay? I'm sorry if a trans person makes you uncomfortable, but I'm sure there's things that you do that make other people uncomfortable. We have to learn to live in this world and live with respect. And this movie shows you that. Like, we are all people. Um, and if you're uncomfortable with something, talk to someone. I mean, if someone's doing something that makes you uncomfortable, talk to them. They might have an answer for you. They might have something to help you out. I'm not saying that's always going to be the case. There might be someone else you have to talk to. If someone at work is making you uncomfortable, you might need to talk to the manager and tell them, hey, this person's making me uncomfortable. But this movie is just, it's such a great documentary. And I love things with friendship. Friendship is so important to me. And I think that this movie does such a great job showing that at the end of the day, a friend is a friend. And if you have a good friendship, nothing can break it. Nothing can break it as long as you are being a good person at the end of the day and you are treating people like they should be treated, unlike people that are just pieces of crap. So, um, not going to get any more political on that one, but it is an enjoyable documentary. Another documentary I really enjoyed. I didn't think I was going to have documentaries almost in my top 10, but I almost did at some point. These two movies were in my top 10. The Superman Christopher Reeve story, absolutely beautiful movie, documentary, and it showed the goods and the bads. I enjoyed that about this. I think a lot of things produced by the family and stuff like that, they tried to avoid the bad things. This movie 100% said, you know what, Christopher did things sometimes that weren't always the greatest. He learned from those mistakes, though. He tried to do better with those mistakes, and he learned from them. And it also just kind of went through everything great, just beautifully. Like, it just kind of went through his timeline of his career very nicely. I enjoyed the flow of this documentary quite a bit. I love seeing Robin Williams in this. He's my favorite actor of all time. So I just that right there immediately kind of got me. And just the one particular line that's going to stick with me, I think, from this last year was, I believe, Glenn Close saying, "If Christopher Reeves hadn't died, Robin Williams would still be with us." Like, that blows my mind. And it just goes to show, again, friendship is a big thing for me, and they had such a beautiful friendship. So definitely a great documentary if you haven't checked it out. Tuesday, this was such a weird, interesting movie that not a lot of people saw, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Death is played by a bird, and he comes and visits you before taking you. Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character has a daughter that has cancer, The bird comes to visit, and she basically says, "Hey, will you let me say goodbye to my mom first?" And things go from there. Such a weird, interesting A24 movie that I absolutely enjoyed. I'm someone that believes we should be talking about death more openly. It's not something you can avoid. It's not something like, unless you're going to sit inside your house, which even if you sit inside your house, you're probably going to gain weight and you're going to have diabetes. This. Like, you cannot avoid death. It's something we all are going to experience some form in time. So you might as well live life, live it to the fullest. Treat people with respect. I'm going back to a couple of videos beforehand. Making mistakes, apologizing for those mistakes, trying to make up for those mistakes, constantly trying to be a better person. This movie, like, just everything I believe about death is in this movie, and it's a dark comedy, and it's great. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. If you haven't seen Tuesday, check it out. It was such a strange, wonderful movie, and I enjoyed it. And now we are. Oh nope, we got one more honorable mention. Blink Twice. I really enjoyed this movie. It is so thrilling and interesting and unique. The twists and turns. The ending didn't quite love. I think it just kind of went against what the entire movie was kind of telling you as far as a message. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. Great directorial debut by Zoe Kravitz. Just absolutely fantastic. I found it so thrilling and fun and interesting and unique, and absolutely check out Blink Twice if you've not seen it. And now we are getting into my top 10 of the year, starting with Thelma. Um, this movie, I was not expecting anything from it. I thought it was going to be bad, actually. And I went into it and I had a flippin' blast. This is an action comedy starring